Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and this is unsettling news that Pokken Tournament is looking like it's being a failure in Japan. It's being pulled from arcades, and it's not being that popular. So this is pretty bad, and I mean, for right here, this article says it best. For some, the thought of Tekken-type Pokemon games sounded like a lot of fun, but it isn't having the impact that it needs to in Japan, and that's just not good at all. So if we look at all these articles I've pulled up, on Reddit, there's a lot of talk about it right now. This Reddit article links to this website right here. One of the most popular arcades in Japan is actually pulling Pokken Tournament because it's losing them money. It's actually costing them money to have that machine in there because it's so unpopular, and that's really upsetting to hear. So a lot of tweets from the managers talking like, you know, it's been, they have to cut the deficit determined, and it's just not really proving to be that good of a game in Japan, which is really upsetting. That at the Pokemon Worlds, it looks like the game was doing really well. Justin Wong even picked it up, and it was a competent enough game for him to win. So it looked like it had a lot of promise. We had D1, the man D1 casting it, and it seemed like a really hyped game, but in Japan, the audience out there just is not having any of it, which is also really interesting because it has that Wii U released already confirmed, so hopefully out here in the States, you know, outside of Japan, maybe it gets picked up, maybe we end up loving it. But it's going to be hard because it also has to compete with Smash, and it can't really drop off. So right now, it's pretty sketchy for Pokken Tournament. That's just honestly really sad because there was so much hype coming for this game. There was a lot of promise. Pokemon's going into new realms. It's making a really good-looking game, expanding on Pokemon in a way that we were hoping for a long time. Like, it felt like a real Pokemon fighting game, but it just didn't come through. So there's a lot of other discussion, you know, on Reddit. People are talking like, you know, it seemed like it was going to be a good game, and right here. So hopefully this comment, you know, gives me hope. That says Xenoblade X got mediocre reviews in Japan. I'm not sure about that, but if we're going off what this guy says, yeah. And then everything in the West is really nice. So maybe just a difference of taste, that we're super hype over here, and it's going to be a success over here. You know, it's starting to pop into more and more arcades. I've heard that a couple of places have been getting it. Round 1 Arcades is like trying to sneak it into theirs. We have Dave & Buster's picking up. So we'll see how it starts performing out here, but it looks like it wasn't getting the force that it needed to in Japan, and that's just really upsetting. And the bad thing is, like, a lot of people are complaining. I think the biggest complaint about the game is the small roster. Very few Pokemon are usable, and it looks like that's all Game Freak is going to do with the game. That they are introducing seasonal support type Pokemon, which is really interesting. Like, Game Freak still wants this game to succeed. They didn't just release it and dump it. There's actually like DLC coming in, so support Halloween Pokemon coming in for the month of October. You know, it's getting updates and whatnot, but it's not getting any new Pokemon. I feel like for the game to be a real success, it'd have to have like a double roster, and it seemed like the game was either rushed or Game Freak didn't decide to take it as far as they needed to with it, and now the game is suffering. But it looks like it's just not getting the reception that it needs, and now it falls onto the West. It falls onto us with our Wii U's to see if we get that game going, and if it does really well in the arcades. I want it to, but I'm not feeling like it's going to be that insane. It feels like once it got released, all the hype kind of boiled over, and it's like, alright, we're going to get some Pokken Tournament, and it might be something to play, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a hardcore, just super standard fighting game, and that's kind of a bad thought. But Game Freak is still at it, so this is a little bit of different news, some extra news for you guys right here. Game Freak has bought Koei Games, which is a smartphone game developer, and we can see that, you know, Nintendo Game Freak, they're trying to grab into that smartphone market. It's working out really well. All I've heard about Pokemon Shuffle on the smartphone is really addicting good things. Now, it is that pay to win thing, and people are getting gated by like the amount of gems you can purchase and stuff like that. But overall, it has people addicted until they get mad, and maybe they'll buy some gems or something. So it is working out, and it looks like Game Freak is trying to make some more or even better mobile games. So it looks like they have bought out a developer. This could be for Pokemon Go to help out its development, or maybe some other games if Pokemon Go is a success, because it looks like, you know, there's a lot of things really hyped about Game Freak right now. You know, we're waiting for that 7th gen, waiting for the new games, and they are doing some different things right here, but it seems like they are having success and failure. So we just have to hope for the best for Game Freak and see where it goes. But this is really upsetting news when it comes to the Pokken Tournament. So if you guys enjoyed this video, it's kind of hard to though, but we can just look to the future and hope for the best and just see what happens. I hope you all have a nice day. Thank you for watching.